Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Empress Imani. What's good? And welcome if you're new. For today's video, we're gonna be talking about my locks. So it's finally been like about 6 months, probably like 6.5 months, and I wanted to kind of give you guys like a lock update, also slash length check, because my locks have grown. It's a little complicated though, because well, not that complicated, but when I first installed my locks, they were a lot longer. I bought the 16-inch and they also were not layered. So I did cut my locks 2 times after installing them, and I'll show you guys some footage to kind of help you guys get a representation of the length that my locks were at. From the last time that I've cut my locks up until now, because that's where we're starting like the growth process, because from that last point on I have not cut my locks since, and my locks have definitely grown. Like when I tell you guys, my hair is so healthy, she's beautiful, she's flourishing. Locking my hair has just, I feel like personally, has been the best decision for my hair. My hair is flourishing with being locked, like, and I'm absolutely here for it. But also I also kind of want to, I have like a couple of things, thanks to, I'm gonna insert her name on the top of the screen here because she had a couple questions. Thank you so much for asking for this video and also having like asking questions, because I read all the comments and I love responding to you guys and answering you guys' questions and helping out as much as I can. So yeah, thank you so much. I will be answering your questions in this video. I'm gonna show you guys the length of my locks towards the end of the video, so if you want to see, stay tuned for the end, but we're just gonna get right into this video. So first thing that I'm gonna talk about is how often I retwist. So honestly, I don't retwist often. Normally when I retwist, I do like a retwist in style. I don't just like retwist my hair, I retwist but while putting it in a style, which is normally the rope twist, the 2-strand rope twist. Honestly, that's like my go-to. That's probably the only one that I've done. I want to do a lot more. I just need to practice the styles, because there's so many that I want to try, but I'm a little nervous because, like I said, I don't really know how to do these styles, but I also don't want to go to a loctician just yet because I just have trust issues with people in my hair, you know? Like, this is my crown. I don't like other people touching my head. I rather do my own hair, because some people, they have no regard for your scalp, okay? So I trust myself with my hair, so that's why I rather try and learn how to do my own hair first before I go to somebody. If I absolutely have to, then so be it, but I haven't had to so far, and I know I won't need to, so I'm just gonna continue to do my own hair. I typically retwist my hair, I would say once a month. I try not to do it often, but I also try to keep my locks somewhat neat, because I don't like when they get super matted at the roots, because when it is time to retwist, that process is just so much more painful. And like, I don't hear people talk about that enough, I feel like, because the roots just get so matted in, and of course, you know, especially if you have like more coarser hair, I'm sure it's probably not as like hard when your hair's a little looser and your hair's locked, but it's still gonna get knotted up, you know, and I just hate that feeling of having to separate the roots. It's a little painful, so I try not to wait too long, but I also don't like retwisting my hair super often, and I kind of like the look of them being a little messy at the roots. Like this stage right now is like really beautiful to me. But don't get me wrong, I love a good retwist, okay? It looks cute. I love all the stages. But yeah, I would say like I retwist like around like once a month. I mean, the most, honestly, I would say you could probably do, I don't know. It depends, because some people go a lot longer without retwisting, but it really depends on you and then what you like. Like I said, I don't like waiting too long to not retwist my hair, because of the fact that I just don't like when it is time to retwist, and then I have all that like tangled hair and it's harder to separate the locks. It just makes it less painful. Or even if you don't want to retwist, a good thing that you can do too, which I do sometimes to kind of keep my locks neat, is I take my crochet needle and just, you know, crochet the roots so that they kind of stay uniform without having to retwist. And that honestly is a really good tip for those that like neat and locks but don't want to like add that tension on your scalp every time, you know, just with retwisting. So crocheting the roots is definitely something that you should do if you like the neat look. Now, the next thing is, do I use gel when I retwist? And the answer is yes. Now I used to not use gel at all. I used to just use water and oil. But I find that when I do that, my retwist doesn't last long at all. And using gel is so much better because my retwist will last up until the next wash day. I'm gonna use gel forever. But the gel that I use is a what's it called? I'm gonna insert a picture of the lock gel that I use. I used it in like my last retwist video, but I don't remember the name of it, so I have it like on the screen somewhere so you guys can see. But I like that brand because it's clean and they use like natural ingredients. And honestly, I haven't experienced any buildup with that gel so far, so I definitely would recommend using that one. Now, speaking of buildup, the next topic is buildup issues. So when it comes to buildup, I honestly have like little to no issues. I've only experienced buildup when it comes to conditioning my hair. That's because I feel like, especially if you wash your hair with shampoo, it does make your hair feel a little dry, and I don't like not conditioning my hair. I feel like it's definitely possible to condition your hair even if you have locks. I think it's honestly good for your locks because they need moisture too. You know, just because they're locked doesn't mean you can't condition them. But you just got to be very careful when you do that, and make sure once you're rinsing that conditioner out, you do a really good job. You got to squeeze your locks, run it under the water and squeeze it. You got to wring them out a little bit even, because I've gotten buildup from the deep conditioner sometimes, and that was a little worrisome. But I didn't let that stop me from conditioning my hair because I just hate the way that my hair feels after shampooing. So and I've been a lot more careful, I guess, I've been a lot more aware of, you know, making sure I rinse the conditioner out well enough. And I haven't experienced any buildup, you know, since I've been more careful with it. But that's literally the only time I've experienced buildup with my locks. I don't use any heavy products at all. The most I'll do is like water and a very light leave-in conditioner. The one that I'm using now is from Pattern Beauty, and honestly it's amazing. But I will say that one is a little thick, so what I had to do was separate. I took a little bit of her leave-in and I put it in another bottle and then just filled the rest with water, and honestly it's amazing. My hair, it smells good. It has like good ingredients in it, and my hair feels very moisturized when I use it still, even though I have a little bit and mostly water. So I'd recommend using that product, honestly. I really like it a lot. And I don't use oil like at all even in my hair anymore. Just because I have like seborrheic dermatitis, and I don't feel like oil works out well with my scalp anymore anyways. I feel like that just kind of adds to my issue. But I do oil like my edges because that, like, it normally doesn't do anything to my scalp there. I just stay away from putting it like on the rest of my scalp. And that's pretty much it. Like, if I want to use oil on the rest of my locks, I'll use like this argan oil. It's like a spray, and I'll just spray it over, but very lightly. I don't really use oil like at all. But that's my tips for buildup. Use water-based products, especially if you're gonna use gels for retwisting. Use something water-based. Again, I'd recommend the one that I showed you guys. And for leave-in products, use something very light. Honestly, mostly water. You don't need anything heavy. So, slippage. So I haven't experienced any slippage with my lock extensions in the last couple months. Around the time of me first installing them, like around like the first 2 to 3 months of installing my lock extensions, I have had experienced slippage. And if you are getting lock extensions, that is something to be aware of or to be careful about, especially if you haven't you know, installed them well, if the person that has done it hasn't installed them super well, because there is a chance of them slipping. Honestly, it's not something that you should worry about because it's very easy to fix, in my opinion. Just take your crochet needle and kind of like mend it back together and you'll be fine. I would say I've gotten like maybe up to 5 locks that have slipped, 5 or 6 locks. And it honestly, it's not too bad, but just definitely pay attention to your locks. Look at them, make sure that the lock extensions from your hair, they're connected very well. Honestly, you'll be able to tell once if it starts getting thin, and in that spot, that means that your lock extension is slipping from your hair. So it's very easy to spot, but you have to pay attention, especially if it's in like the back of your hair. Like, you know, just look at your locks, make sure that they're good. But I haven't experienced slippage in a long time. Also, I feel like too, because I know how to mend them very well now, and I used to use the two needle lock hook or whatever you want to call it, but I realized that the 1 needle one locks the hair so much better than the 2 needle one, and I think it's just because it's I don't know honestly what it is, but it's a little bit more precise than the 2 needle one. Even though you would think that the 2 needle one is faster, but honestly the 1 needle one is way better than the 2 needle. So that's the only needle that I'll be using if I ever need to tighten my locks, or if I just use it to you know, make the roots of my locks neater. What is the difference between the lock extensions and my hair, and if I've noticed any like health changes with my hair, or the health condition of my hair, or the lock extensions? So as you can see, I've bleached these lock extensions and a little bit of my hair as well. My hair feels very healthy and the lock extensions feel very healthy still. But like I said, I make sure I deep condition my locks every time I wash it. I moisturize my hair every day, even multiple times a day. To be real, I cannot tell the difference between the lock extension and in my hair. Like, I don't know, like I literally can't tell. Yeah, I can't tell, to be real, especially because I bleached them now, and like I bleached part of my hair too. I feel like they're blend in so well, and the lock extensions feel like my hair, like the lock extensions are very soft, like they were soft from the moment that I've gotten them and installed them. These are like the greatest quality lock extensions I could have ever gotten, and I just feel like I got really lucky with my lock extensions, because this was the first time I've ordered lock extensions, you know, from like a seller. So honestly, I'm gonna link my lock extensions in the description box, just in case you guys are interested in buying lock extensions, because I would recommend buying them from my seller, because these are probably the greatest quality lock extensions ever. They feel really good. Even after bleaching it, they still feel pretty healthy, and like it's beautiful. Like, I'm in love with my hair. I can't tell the difference, like I said, between my hair and the lock extensions. It feels literally the same. There's no difference in the texture, the softness, the dryness. It's not dry at all because I moisturize my hair pretty well. Yeah, I will say that the lock extensions do shed a lot though. It's nothing like super bad, but like you will like see a lot of tiny pieces of hair come out, especially if you're washing them. And like I said before, I feel like my natural hair has grown and has thrived being locked. I was gonna say being locked up. My hair's not, it just sounds like weird, like my hair's not in jail, but like just my hair being locked, I feel like my hair is so healthy, and honestly, my hair has been, she's been flourishing. She's been flourishing, and I'm so happy. To try and guess like where it ends, I would say here, like this is my hair and it stops here, and then this is the rest of the lock extension. But truthfully, I don't know. But that's what my guess is. So the next question, how often do I wash my hair and how do I deal with frizziness? So I wash my hair probably like once a week, because I feel like I need to. I feel like depending on your scalp and your hair, wash your hair based off of what you feel like your hair needs. Some people could go up until like a month to not wash your hair. I cannot do that. I cannot do that, okay? Also, I just don't like to because, you know, I feel like, especially if you're outside, you know, like, I don't know, I just feel weird like not cleaning my hair, you know? I feel like once a week is more than enough for me. If I don't have time, sometimes it's like 2 weeks, but I think once a week will be like the most I do for washing my hair. And in regards to frizziness, I honestly don't care about the frizziness like at all. I like the frizziness. I like when my roots are frizzy. I just don't wait too long in between retwists because, like I said, I feel like it's more painful that way. Also, when it comes to retwisting, I do not use combs. I just use my fingers because, again, I like it to be less painful. I feel like when you use a comb, it's very painful. So fingers it is. And I don't care about having like super neat parts. If I feel like I want my parts a little neat, then I'll use a comb, but I don't pull it all the way through. I'll like use the comb to make the part, and then I use my fingers to separate. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Now let's get to the part of showing off my beautiful locks and the length. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will definitely be doing more lock related videos on this channel. That includes styling, more lock extension updates, just videos about lock extensions in general. And please feel free to comment any questions that you have because I'll definitely respond. And I love when you guys communicate with me. It makes me so happy. So don't hesitate, okay? Don't hesitate to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next video.